Usually I like to break down the question I'm being asked, because I feel like if you don't understand the question or the topic fully, then everything you do afterwards is going to be a waste of time, because you're not going to be addressing the point. So if it's like a large prompt, I'll usually break it down, figure out exactly what it's asking me, and then I'll usually form a thesis statement to respond to that, so that I can structure everything around that thesis statement.
I just brainstorm topics, figure out what interests you, because if it doesn't interest you, it's going to be really difficult to write a 15-page paper on it. And then from there, it comes down to starting your research. The thing that I found most helpful is just creating like a reference list, and then actually putting like a summary or some sort of description of how the paper will be used.
A lot of times I will make an outline with bullet points of what I want to talk about, and then I will go through and find sources that back up what I'm kind of thinking I'm going to say, and then start kind of fleshing it out as I go. So I start with really basic points and then build. I normally go to office hours and talk to my professor, just because a lot of times they know good sources and they know how to help you kind of fix and fill in the gap. Sometimes I'll ask my roommates and my friends too.
I usually just focus on something else for a little bit. So this actually happened last night. I was editing a research paper and I was kind of stuck on how to put together the end of my introduction. And so I just went and worked on discussion for a little bit, then came back to it.
That definitely depends on the paper. There's longer essays and there's shorter essays, but I think you need at least a good week to plan and research and to put everything together.
You can do the paper in about a week or two. You normally need to start about 2 weeks before with the research, and then if you really start writing a week before, that's probably typically good, but with research and writing, it's about a 2-week process.
I feel like if you acknowledge how much time it takes you to do each chunk, it feels less overwhelming. So if you know it takes an hour or 2 hours to research the articles you're gonna need, you can kind of think of it that way and then break it up.
For me, it's probably just getting started, because you have this really daunting task of putting together a 10 to 15 page or more research paper, and you always have to find somewhere to start. And I think that writing research papers for me is a lot like a puzzle, because you have all these different sources and ideas and you have to put them together into one long, coherent thought.
College level writing assignments are definitely very research intensive. You need to know your topic very well.
What's most difficult about college level writing assignments is the fact that teachers, you're never quite sure exactly what the teacher's looking for. So you have to be as clear and concise as you can be. And so there's not a lot of room for ambiguity. You need to be just on point and kind of know what you're talking about and stay focused on that.
Just a few months ago, I was on the internship hunt and writing plenty of cover letters, and I think that being able to sell a product, including myself, has been really helpful. How to present yourself in a way, how to argue effectively for yourself to hopefully get an internship.
I think especially with activism and with social justice, what's important is being able to stop and listen to someone else's story and to hear it fully and to understand where they're coming from. One internship that I've had, I'm actually about to go to after this, is an internship with a nonprofit downtown, and they do a lot of work as far as high school education in the arts. But it's been great because I know how to get in, how to get that cover letter in their hands, and then also how to email people, how to speak on the phone. Just being able to kind of sell a program or an idea to someone using your words is so important, and I've seen it come up again and again in this internship when I have to call, state representatives and talk to them about a program and explain why they should sit on the phone with me for 10 minutes when they could be doing a million other things. So I think those skills have translated well.
I've also done some writing just for my fraternity whenever I'm talking to alumni or something like that, or putting together different plans. So there's really writing all over everything I do.